Hey, this is Sky Photography Banzai. Today I'm going to look at the Nikon CoolPix A900. Thanks to Camera in Rockford, Illinois for letting me try this out at their shop. I will be comparing the A900 to the B500 a little bit because I had also done a hands-on video on that camera as well. This camera has a 20 megapixel 1/2.3 inch sensor with an ISO range of 80 to 1600. You can also get 3200 ISO in some of the modes, so that's a little unusual. The lens is probably the best feature of this camera, 24 to 840mm equivalent, f3.4 to 6.9 through the zoom range. So you definitely get a lot of range for a relatively small camera. It is a little slower aperture-wise and shorter range-wise than the B500, but considering the size difference, I do think it's a very good trade-off. Button and control-wise, there's a decent amount of tactile controls on a camera this size. Does have a dedicated video record button. Press a button, it starts up the video recording right away, which is nice. I was using image stabilization at one point. There was some lag under that situation, which was not appealing, but good enough. No real surprise, it does have a pop-up flash, pretty decent. It goes upwards a little bit, definitely enough, of course, for the zoom lens at certain focal lengths. The camera has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, of course, through the standard SnapBridge application. The screen can articulate upwards and downwards, good for macro work, doing the selfie stuff, especially with photos. However, the screen does not have any touch capability. I did notice the shutter button has a very short throw to it, making it difficult to focus and then take the picture. There might be some type of setting, I'm not sure, I didn't look into that. So let's go over some of the negatives of this camera. A 1/2.3 inch sensor size is on the small end of things. Image quality, I looked at my quick sample photos, they're alright, nothing special. It's really no different than the B500 image quality wise, and that's a much cheaper camera. As I mentioned before, this does not have a touchscreen. That's a very prevalent feature, and I'm used to it, especially on cameras like this. Without a mic port, vlogging features are not ideal, but if you want to try it out, you can still at least see yourself with the flip screen, and if you get it close enough, the audio might be decent. The tripod is offset from the lens. That makes it difficult to do panoramas and things on a tripod. Just something to consider. Materials are a strange mixture of metals and plastics. Build quality was on the decent side, but not really amazing. Especially considering the price, it's a little higher on price for a camera like this. So let's go over some of the more positive features of this camera. You have a huge amount of zoom range, especially in a smaller, definitely pocketable size camera. Having the screen being able to face the lens or face downward in a macro situation works well. The lens has vibration reduction in the lens. That's always good to have. It helps you take better photos, especially on a small camera like this. It does do 4K video. It's not technically true 4K resolution, but it's there at 30 frames a second. You got the 1080p stuff, of course, as well. Not too bad with the video. It does have a special zoom feature, a button that looks like a rectangle with arrows pointing out. What you do is you zoom out, you hold the button down, and you're able to quickly zoom back in and find your subject, readjust, let go of the button, it zooms back out. Very nice feature to quickly deal with those super long zoom ranges. Thanks to David at Cameracraft for pointing that feature out to me. This is definitely a serviceable camera. It's on the pricier end of things, but you do get a relatively small camera with a long zoom lens. If that's your main feature that you need, it's something to consider. I wouldn't say it's good for any type of vlogging, really, because it doesn't have a mic port. It doesn't have a hot shoe where you can put the mic on it, but at least if you want to do kind of touristy travel selfie pictures, it's definitely a good one for that. That said, it's a decent camera, a little pricey. Again, thanks to Cameracraft in Rockford, Illinois for letting me try this out at their shop. Thanks again.